Hello, guys. Welcome back to another live streaming dedicated to this incredible episode. Look, I'm going to tell you my opinions and thoughts. Welcome to all of you. I will wait 30 seconds, 1 minute, so you will be able to join me and then we'll start. Look, today I have so many things to say too, as always. Uh, the more we go on, the more I will have so many things to say, I guess. So feel free to follow me, feel free to join me. I wait other 30 seconds. Yeah, so you will be able to join me this time as much as all the other times. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Look, we are going to reach 6,000. Wow, I mean, really, really soon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this episode was incredible, full of emotions, full of feelings involved, as always. Okay, should I start? Yes, let's start immediately. So I will have more minutes left for later. Okay, let me put myself in the best position. Hello, hello. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much for the support. Okay, let me start. Of course, if I look down, it's because I have notes, as always, so many notes, and I don't want to skip anything, just to remind me what to say. Okay, let's start immediately. Um, this episode starts with a flashback. And I understood it later during the reaction because at the beginning I thought, where are we? Because I didn't understand. Um, but I noticed the one thing, one detail in particular. I don't know if you noticed that, but there were the usual purple bluish flowers. At a certain point, before even starting talking, I mean, before even Zeke started talking, there were those purple flowers that you can find them throughout the entire story, the entire anime, because I asked my husband, and I know that these flowers are not inside the manga. I mean, if you read the manga, you don't see these flowers appearing. But in the anime, yes, you have those flowers, and I still have to understand the meaning of them. Probably I will understand it later when the story will finish because I don't want to have spoilers involved. But that was really interesting because the color, the tone of those flowers are always the same. I mean, you don't find different type of flowers or different colors of flowers. You always find that purple bluish color of flowers. Let's see. But yeah, I saw it and I said, oh, okay, one more time that flower. Interesting. Another thing I wanted to remark about this flashback scene at the beginning is the silence, guys. The silence you can feel before something bad is happening. It happened so many times in Shingeki no Kyojin. We saw this so many times in many scenes, even in the previous seasons. And personally, I really like this. I mean, when they remark this silence, when they give the importance to this silence, this is really brilliant as a strategy, as a technique, because you can really feel that something is happening. You can really feel the anxiety, anticipating something that is even worse. And in this case, okay, we finally got in touch with the meaning of the wine, but also before that, we understood maybe. And later, I'm going to explain you why I say maybe. Um, but we understood that this gas contains this spinal fluid of Zeke. And wow, the reaction people have once they breathe this gas is something crazy. I mean, the body is going to freeze up. Then there is I mean, there is the loss of control of your body. There is the loss of consciousness. These effects are crazy because look, it's like a poison somehow. When poison gets in touch with your blood, it can create the same counter effects. So this gas, this spinal fluid, Zeke, can spread throughout the people, and then thanks to that scream, yes, do you remember that I told you in the previous rewatch and comments and thoughts, you go and check it out in the previous week, I was telling you, look, something is happening regarding that scream, because I think that was the only way to transform the titans, the people into titans, when Zeke needs it. And that's why I think that's what's happening next week for sure. Because once now they explained what happens with that wine, we needed to understand the result. We needed to understand what's happening next week. And I think Levi is going to be surrounded, as the trailer show us, by those titans, and those titans are just the comrades. And one more time, look, we are going to talk about Levi's pain really soon, next. But yeah, Levi, no, he is not stopping with this cycle of pain. And look, every time we feel, oh, Levi is kakui, Levi can do it, Levi can handle this, Levi is great, Levi is the boss, somehow, and stuff like that. But I think Levi is going to suffer one more time. And I feel so sorry for him because he doesn't deserve this, because of all the past pain he felt. And I think Zeke is going to play with this because he knows that probably. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. I mean, I'm going to tell you my ideas about Levi later, but definitely Zeke is playing, in my opinion, with Levi's feelings. Somehow, I don't know, but and another thing I wanted to remark, regarding this explanation of the gas, and regarding the fact that Zeke has to scream in order to transform them, because they are all following the coordinate. I mean, they are all, um, as if they are all unified. Uh, because they are connected with this coordinate. I wanted to tell you guys that at that time, Peak was there. Do you remember? I mean, in this flashback scene, we see that Pika is behind Zeke. And Pika was the last person they showed us at the end of the previous episode. So, this can make me think some theories about what's going on. And later or Thursday, I'm going to tell you all of my theories. So feel free to follow me. Um, but okay, then we understood that the village Zeke was talking about is Ragako, and we understand even how Connie's mom uh, became a titan, and all the pain she felt, because when your body is frozen up and when you lose the control of your body, I mean, you're suffering, okay? It's like a war weapon. In fact, it's called a gas weapon. But um, in this season 4, we saw so many things regarding how to use new war weapons, and how these war weapons, as a consequence, can be the result of a destruction. And everything is connected with the opening. Do you remember destruction and regeneration? You are my real enemy. And absolutely, here with these weapons, they destroy, not just physically speaking, but even mentally speaking. And yeah, I know many people must say that this is a this is sorry, my neck feels pain a little bit. But yeah, I know many people say that this is because Isayama wanted to make a parallelism with the World War, the first one and the second one somehow. But yeah, I think that even nowadays you find people who are using chemical weapons or weapons in general, and they are using them to destroy people. And so it's even so realistic. Nowadays, you find other wars in the world. So I think Isayama didn't want to pick up the usual Second World War or the First World War. Yes, they are involved too, but I think that this story is talking about us in general. And I think that this is great because this story makes us understand what we should do and what we should not do. And such as that is just an example of how beautiful people can be, no matter what. But we are going to talk about it later. Okay. Um, then I really liked somehow the dialogue um, Zeke had with Levi, because Levi pretends. I mean, he demands respect for Ragako because this involved even Connie's feelings, for example, and all the people who were part of that village. So I love Levi because every time someone is losing his or her life, he demands respect because there was an intention before this death. And the intention was to be brave, for example, his comrades. But in the case of Ragako, Connie had a family over there and he lost his family. So I like how much Levi is protecting his comrades no matter what. And I think that's why Zeke is playing with him, with his feelings, because he knows that that is Levi's weak point. And that's why I can't stand Zeke. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen for sure, but I don't like this. I don't like that person till now. There's something wrong, something I still don't understand. Because when Levi says, remember, that's Ragako. That means don't act as if it was that village with no importance, with um, a village where there were usual people, a village you can destroy whenever you want. To pay respect to that village because you caused lots of damage and you should pay for that. As you see, Levi is not forgetting what happened in the past. And I like that because nobody should forget what happened in the past. But if we compare Levi with Gabby, there is a totally different thing to say. But we're going to talk about it later. Okay, for sure. There were so many complaints about Gabby and what happened to Gabby. But let's analyze it later. Okay, as I told you, Levi demands this respect for Ragako because he has so bad memories about that, and also because Connie has bad memories about that. But yeah, Zeke by saying that village, it's like as if he's talking about something usual, something okay, something with no importance because it was a village. But to them, I mean, to Levi and the others, Ragako as an importance because after Ragako happened so many bad things. If you follow the season two, so he demands this respect. I really love Levi for this. But then Zeke says, and then I'm going to tell you my opinions regarding Zeke, but now follow me. That Zeke says, I really didn't want to do this, but I was forced. I mean, I had to do this because otherwise Marley would have found out that I was not on their side, but I was on Alien's side. So that was something I had to do. It was necessary for me to do something like this in order to prevent them to recognize my plan. Okay, here I have two thoughts about this. The first thought is if he's saying the truth, he is like a Kruger because Kruger Mo, I mean, even Kruger, he transformed so many aliens into Titans when he was a spy, when he was the Fukuro. And he was also on aliens side. And Kruger too said the same things that Zeke is saying right now. I mean, he's saying Kruger at that time when he was talking to Grisha, he said, "Look, I also had to do bad things to aliens, but I really didn't want to do this. It was because I was forced to do this in order to follow my plan, right?" And this could be an option. I mean, if we still have a question mark on Zeke, we can think, okay, he feels guilty somehow, but he had to do this. If we follow this strategy even Kruger had, it could be possible. Also because then Levi said, I mean, also because he said to Levi later, don't judge my feelings just because you pretend to know my feelings. This could be true too. I mean, he was hiding his personality in Marley. He was throughout all his life he had to pretend to stay on their side, and throughout his life he had to be someone who was not. So he is really good to fake. Zika is really good to know how to make other people think he's doing something for other reasons. So that's why there is option two, in my opinion. um, Zeke, he is saying this, but maybe he's not feeling guilty at all. Because if he is bad and if he's not on aliens' side, but he's just on his side only, um, then we understand why his eyes are always like that and why. I don't know, guys. I don't trust Zeke still. No matter if he tells me, look, you can't pretend to know my feelings, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it could be true. And I want to trust you 10%, but the rest of 90%, I still feel bad about him. And for the reasons why is because of what I told you already in previous episodes of my opinions and thoughts and rewatch. But mm, I like when Levi said that he is not believing in him. And in his opinion, those lives didn't matter anything to him. They didn't mean anything to him. So it was like, okay, let's do that to those lives. So who cares? I don't know Zeke's plan still. I don't understand. I don't understand who he trying to fight with, and I don't understand anything about these characters still. There are so many question marks. But as I told you, yeah, when he says, "Oh, you think," okay, now I'm telling you my theory about Zeke. Initial theory. Um, when he says to Levi, "Look, you pretend to know my feelings, but you don't know my feelings, so you shouldn't do something like this." Yeah, mm, but is this a lie? Because I want you to remember what the Pixies said to Yelena. He said, "You know the perfect way to say a lie? It's when you mix it with some truth inside. If you put a little bit of truth inside of this lie, this could become nice, and all people can believe this." I think Zeke is doing something like this here too. I mean, he pretends to feel sorry, but is he really feeling sorry for those people, or he is just doing this because he has to follow his plan? That's what I wanted to understand because, yeah, what Pixies said opened my mind somehow. And yeah, absolutely. Then I think he is saying something like this to Levi because even Levi, he is not showing his feelings throughout this entire story. I mean, no matter how much pain he's feeling, Levi doesn't show you, okay? He is always using that face without making some facial expressions, you understand he's sad. Okay, for some frames, you understand, oh, now Levi is suffering. Okay, even in season 3, part 2, when Erwin died. I told you many times, he's not showing, they decided not to show his eyes because I think in that moment Levi was crying already somehow. Or when Petra died, we saw Levi's feelings so much, no matter what. But usually, Levi doesn't want to show us his feelings. So is Zeke saying this on purpose because he knows Levi doesn't show his feelings? So why he is pretending to know Zeke's feelings when he is the first one and not showing his feelings too? This could be a strategy to provoke Levi. And we know that Zeke and Levi are provoking one another all the times. Even when he said, even when Zeke said, "Look, you are not popular, in my opinion, because you pretend to know other people's feelings." But and Levi said, "No, I was popular." Yes, you were. Even between fans, yes, Levi, you were really, and you are still popular. So that was hilarious. And then Zeke, he wants to test these rumblings so much and so fast. I mean, he wants to do everything immediately. But is there a reason? I mean, does he really wanted to save Eldia? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm still suspicious. But look, I still wanted to put this question mark. I don't want to judge Zeke so easily. I still want to understand. So I told you my opinions until now and my options regarding him, but I still don't want to give you my opinion entirely because I want to wait. I don't know. I told you these options, but I don't know what to choose right now. So Zeke is a complicated character and he is not obvious. Since he told us, "Oh, I'm on the side of you," I mean, I'm the side of on the side of India. Okay, I was saying, uh, he was trained throughout all his life to fake. So is he faking right now too? It could be possible. He did it for his entire life, so this can't be possible even for the future. Do you understand? When you are supposed to fake throughout your life, your entire life, then it's easy to manipulate other people's feelings and let them believe that you're the great guy when you're not. And he did it with Marley. He can do it right now with Elia too. Because I don't think Zeke is on Marley's side. I don't think Zeke is on Elian's side. He is just on his side. And he's like Eren, more or less. And that's why these Jaeger brothers, they are similar. Maybe. Or maybe not. This is great because this story makes you guess many things. Okay, let's go on. Then we have the restaurant scene. I was waiting for these moments so much, and I'm so happy how this scene was developed because, ooh, we felt it all. I was speechless most of the times because I have never expected some scenes. I mean, I expected the revelation, of course. Um, I mean, Gabi was revealing that she killed Sasha. Then Nicolo understood this. Yes, I was predicting something like this. But then I was not predicting all the things that came out from this revelation. That was really beautiful. I really liked this episode. But okay, let's go step by step. First of all, yes, in this episode, I wanted to remark many important details. Okay, do you remember at the beginning I told you about the flowers during the flashback? Then I told you about Peek standing behind Zeke in that moment when he was about to scream. And now I want to remark another detail. When Niccolo is telling Sasha's dad. Ah, look, you came finally, and then he's um presenting. I mean, he's showing Niccolo how many people he has to give food to. Uh, I noticed that Sasha's mom, I think she's Sasha's mom, or she's the new um, girlfriend of Sasha's dad. I don't know, but anyway, now she's touching Gabi. But Gabi is not doing something like this anymore. Did you see it? I mean, when Sasha's dad, he is introducing to Niccolo his family, or the people who are inside his family, that means Mia and Ben too. Sasha's mom, I think, let's call it Sasha's mom, she is touching Gabi like this. But Gabi is not rejecting this hand anymore. This is a step forward for Gabi, because, okay, of course, she's there for a mission because she has to reach Niccolo somehow. But she forgot. I mean, at the beginning, she didn't want to eat with them. She didn't want to be touched by them. But now she is touched by Sasha's mom, and Gabi is not taking that hand away from her. So this is a step forward for Gabi. She is changing, maybe. I don't know if she did it because she was there and she had a mission, as I told you one more time, but if you don't want to be touched, you react as much as she did some episodes ago with Kaya. In that episode with Kaya, we know that once she was touched here, immediately go away. Or I don't want to eat at the same table with them. She did it. So 2 steps forward for Gabi. She did the 2 things she didn't want to do in previous episodes with aliens. But she's doing that. That's something different. That's what Reiner experienced too, little by little. He was inside this group of people, and even if he considered them devils at the beginning, now, okay, we can eat at the same table, we can be touched by them. Okay, then look, no matter what, my favorite character is Sasha's dad, but we are going to talk about him later. Absolutely, the way he's treating the kids and the way he's treating Mia and Ben, no matter what, no matter if he doesn't know, because he still doesn't know who Ben and Mia are. Okay, he is just helping them without even knowing where do they come from, um, where did they live, what did they do, because I mean, he saw that they are traumatized by something. As much as Gabi decided to take away that hand from Sasha's mom, or from Sasha's dad's girlfriend, let's call it like this. But yeah, he saw they were traumatized, but he was so respectful, and he didn't want to ask them anything. Because usually, when you're curious, when you are suspicious, when you don't know something, you keep asking. Okay, you are asking, where are you from? Come on, tell me your story, this and that. But he didn't. He respected them, and he treated them as if they are their kids. So that's why I admire such as that, because even if he was suspicious, he preferred to go on and take care of them, let's say. Then another thing, another detail that is connected with what's happening later. Falco, when he hears the connection between Sasha and Niccolo, when he understands that Kaya says, oh, maybe they were lovers, Falco is opening his eyes more than usual. That means that he's asking probably himself, oh, okay. So Nicolo is a Marley. I mean, he's coming from Marley or Marley, whatever. And Sasha was, I mean, this daughter, she was an Indian. Wow. I mean, he was opening his eyes as if he was saying, huh, is this possible? Because maybe they were not used to this. I mean, um, except for Reiner's story, we see the first time in which two kids are experiencing or they are seeing this love, even if I told you my opinions already. I don't think Sasha was in love with Nicolo. She was just in love with Nicolo's food and the way he was cooking the food. But absolutely, we understand in this episode how much Nicolo cares or cared about Sasha and how he was involved with his feelings towards her. So yeah, and maybe Falco opened a little bit his eyes more than usual because he was still thinking about what Eren told him during the dialogue he had with Reiner, and he was like a guest over there watching everything. Do you remember? Eren told Reiner, no, yeah, he told Reiner, look, Reiner, we are all the same. We are not different. So when he heard, I mean, when Falco heard about Nicolo and Sasha, probably he said, oh, at that time, Kruger-san, I mean, Eren was right. We are all the same, so we can love one another. It's not a problem. I don't know, but I felt this way. Just because Falco opened his eyes. See, details are really important in this story, and I think they are so great. Yeah. Then, oh, another great thing, the Chosaheda arrived. Do you remember at the end of the previous episode we saw that Hanji understood or she had some question marks. And she said, okay, let me check that restaurant or the restaurants because she's thinking that Yelena is hiding something. Uh, and she's hiding a reason why she is keeping some Marley people alive because usually she was against them and she was killing lots of suspicious people, people who are suspecting something. And on the contrary, now she's saving them. They are useful for something. And that's why Hanji decided, okay, let's go to the restaurants or that restaurant because she knows Nicolo is working over there. And when they arrive, okay, I love Hanji because at the beginning she's, oh, let's go over there. Then when she arrives and she's in front of Nicolo, let me talk to you about these. You know that, come on, I mean, she doesn't know what to say. I think Hanji was a little bit afraid to discover some things, but also excited because do you remember even when she could got in touch with those two titans she could um, collect, let's say, at the beginning in season one, she was so excited because she said, okay, now I can get in touch with new feelings, with new info, and something new, something I've never done. I can discover many things. So Hanji has this attitude. She can be afraid, excited at the same time. She's hilarious. I like her so much. Um, Absolutely, she's one of my favorite characters still. And at that in that moment, we see Onyankopon going straight to the point, as if Onyankopon is her savior in many cases. But here too, she is helped by Onyankopon, and I really like Onyankopon. I think. As I told you in the previous episode, I trust him somehow. I don't think he's saying lies. He is the good one, and he is the character, the perfect character that makes you understand that when you really want to help someone, you don't wait, you don't put conditions, you don't. He is helping. That's what I feel. I feel Onyankopon is an exception, and he's the perfect example of a helper, a real helper, not like Zeke, who really wants to. Oh, okay, let me put some conditions. Oh, before I do this, I want to talk to it, and before doing that, I want to do something like this. Oh, you have to agree first, and then I will tell you. Come on. um, but okay, uh, we finally, uh, we finally get in touch with that wine. Wow. Yes, I was telling you in the previous episodes of my opinions and thoughts and rewatch. The wine. Ooh, I told you, okay, there's poison over there because Roy and the others, they were drinking. And suddenly Niccolo said, give them this wine. So from that moment, I guessed that something was wrong with that wine for sure. But yeah, we see in this scene when John and Connie they are trying to touch that wine that Niccolo already felt scared. And yeah, I have two things to say about Niccolo's actions when he tried to stop John to get in touch with the death wine more and more because they wanted to drink it and because they were just having fun as always. I mean, John and Connie, they are making lots of hilarious moments together. We know that. But Niccolo was afraid. So I have two options, of course. Uh, but then one of these two options is reconnecting with what I'm saying later. So feel free to go on following me. But okay, option one, Niccolo wanted to save them. And wow, that makes you understand that everything is possible. I mean, even if we imagined in at the beginning of this season, in the previous episodes, that no, it was impossible to create relationships with Marley people, or with the people coming from Marley, or with aliens living in Marley and stuff like that. Niccolo shows us that this is possible, not just because he had a relationship with the Sasha or because he was in love with the Sasha, but also because he knows that those were Sasha's best friends, Sasha's brothers somehow. And he still cares about Sasha so much that everyone who was around Sasha becomes important to him too, as if, as in the case of Sasha's dad, or Sasha's family, or Sasha's best friends. So the fact that he wants to save them, I think Niccolo is a good guy at the end of the day. Then, of course, he did what he did and he was wrong, but he has good intentions most of the times, and this is one of them. I mean, he saved John. If he was really a bad guy, he would have said, okay, drink it, who cares? Because you're not important to me. But I think the fact that he knows John and Connie were Sasha's brothers or Sasha's best friends, he, as much as he sees that there is a connection with Sasha somehow, he can't do anything else rather than protect and protect. And the way he's uh, going on protecting them is to be rude. I mean, usually, if a person wants to protect you, he or she is saying, "Okay, look, I want to protect you. Be careful. Don't do this. Don't drink it because." No, in this case, he is taking the bottle away from them and he is turning into something rude on purpose because if he's becoming rude, they will not get in touch with that wine anymore. And he's using some racist sentences or like, oh, this wine can't be shared with aliens or something like that. That was just a way to protect them. and But here, on the contrary, John is replying, remember who you are. This double racism. that is another great subject of this episode. The fact that there is this racism versus racism. Usually, these bad sentences were used by Marley in order to define, in order to describe who aliens were. But now we see that John, who is an alien, he is getting angry by saying something rude against a person living in Marley. I mean, who lived in Marley and who is a Marleyan. You see how easy it is to uh, stay on the wrong side or to be part of a wrong side in in a routine, in a day life. John made this mistake. He showed us that racism can be on that side too. They can be racist, and Marley can be racist too. So maybe Isayama wanted to remark this as if we understand that there is no difference at all at the end of the day. I mean, in this episode, you understand there is no difference. And don't you remember I told you about Falco a few minutes ago? The fact that they are all the same. And this is a clear example. They were uh, discriminated. Do you remember when I told you about Gabi in previous episode 2? She was discriminated, but now when she was talking about that armband, she wanted to discriminate other people as well. As if it's a chain, okay, that is not interrupting, is going on in different ways. So that armband could have been a tool, could have been an object to discriminate, but also to be discriminated. Here is the same. I mean, John was discriminated at the beginning, or since the beginning, because he was an alien, but now he has the power somehow to discriminate others just because Niccolo right now he's living in paradise and he is the fault guy who turned to something good, but he doesn't have to forget who he is. That's not something different from what Gabi said. Remember who you are, what you did, blah blah blah. So this cycling of events repeating no matter where you live and no matter where you are and no matter who you are. So Eren was right when he was saying to Reiner, we are the same. So it depends on the perspective you decided to watch this story. As always, I wanted to say this one more time. There are two layers. The first layer is the omniscient viewer. You are, as I am, but you are an omniscient viewer. That means a viewer who already knows what happened, who already knows who did something bad, who did something good, who made great choices and bad choices. I mean, the omniscient viewer knows, okay? He is like the god of the narration because he's staying outside and he's checking from an upper part. I mean, you are on top of something and you're checking everything that is um, under you. That's the omniscient viewer. We are all omniscient viewers. Then there is another layer. The other layer is when we get in touch with each character and we put ourselves in all characters' positions. We can do both. It depends how you decided to watch this story. Do you want to stay by one character's side in particular or not? It's up to you. Do you want to see everything as an omniscient viewer? So when Gabi is behaving wrongly, for example, you're going to say, oh, come on, Gabi, you know that this is wrong. No, she doesn't know. You know. Okay? This is the difference. You pretend, I mean, you hope Gabi understands, but from Gabi's point of view, it's not that time now. I mean, it's not the proper time to understand it. It takes time. But for us, as omniscient viewers, we say, oh, come on, how can Gabi not understand this? Yeah, This is true. This happens because you already know the story before. You already know what Paradise felt. You already know that Paradise was attacked and stuff like that. So, of course, for some reasons, we say to Gabi, "Oh, come on, Gabi, don't you get this?" If we put ourselves in her position, most of the times we can excuse Gabi instead because we understand her past, we understand her story. But I will tell you later. Okay, let's go on. Um, okay, on another side, Niccolo can be suspicious because, okay, he decided to take that wine away, and from the Chosa Hedan's point of view, that's something suspicious. What did he do? Why he wanted to hide that wine so much? Is he a bad guy? Is he tricking us? Look, Chosa Hedan and these Paradise people, they are condemned as if they are cursed because every time they are suspecting other people because now they don't trust people so much after all the bad things happen in their lives. They are always staying like that and saying, what is he doing? Why is he doing something like this? I think this is just a consequence. There is an action, and this action has always a consequence. And the behavior they are having towards Nicola and towards Yelena, towards everybody, is just a consequence of what happened throughout all these years that confirmed them. It's better if we don't trust entirely all these people. We should put a question mark all the times. So, did you understand about this racism versus racism or counter racism? That is something crazy, if you know what I mean. Even in nowadays, there are some racism problems, as you all know, and nowadays too, there is this double racism. Let's call it like that. I mean, there is. There are people who are judging or they are making racist statements towards other people, and these people are saying other bad stuff or racist sentences back. So this subject is so controversial, and I think Isayama wanted to put this because that's something that regards real life too. I like because he is putting all these main subjects that are involving something that regards our day life too. And this makes us understand, are we making mistakes? Uh, in our day life, in our routine, in our real life, are we making mistakes? Are we doing something good? Should we learn from this story? Yes, we should, in my opinion. Okay, then. Oh, look, when Gabi and Falco are going to check Nicolo and to explain to Nicolo what happened. When Gaia, oh, no, sorry, Gaia, when Kaya, I told them, good luck. If Kaya knew. But look, I can see Kaya's point of view. I can see this. I mean, I can understand her because throughout these days she spent time with them. She understood that they come from Marley, but at the same time she decided to open her heart to them, as if you are confessing your intimate thoughts to someone dear that is becoming dear. And Kaya, from her point of view, probably she said, okay, no matter what, I mean, no matter if you're Marlians and no matter if you come from the other side, you can be friends with me and you can share with me things from now on. Okay, no matter who you are, okay, from Kaya's point of view, no matter who you are, I wanted to follow what Sasha told me, what Sasha taught me. So I have to go beyond everything and I have to do good things instead. Okay, do you remember? She wants to follow Sasha's will. That means Sasha didn't know who Kaya was, but she decided to protect her no matter what. She didn't ask her anything about her life. The most important thing was to protect her. So she wants to do the same. She doesn't want to ask her Mia and Ben anything. She just wanted to share her life and her pain with them. And by the fact that they were listening to her, and Falco apologized for nothing because she said, you don't have to apologize with me because you were born over there. It's not your fault. Okay. She's trying to understand everything as possible. Okay, she's not understanding Gabby. Okay, because many people say, "Oh no, she understood Gabby." No, she understood Falco, who explained clearly what happened to her mother. But she is not understanding Gabby's thoughts anyway. But no matter what, she's wishing them good luck. And she's doing this because it's good for them to go back home. She's putting herself in their positions to be far away from home and to be alone. She experienced that. I mean, Kaya, experienced to be alone because her mother died, her father too, her village was destroyed. Okay, she was saved by Sasha, but she was feeling lonely. So she understands what does it mean. And the fact that Mia and Ben already have a house, already have their parents maybe, already have their environment, no matter what, I mean, no matter if they were attacked, they still have a place to go back. So when she's wishing them luck, I think she's a pure heart. I mean, Kaya, she's a pure heart too, no matter what happens later, okay? But come on, she's wishing good luck. And she is an alien living in paradise. And she's wishing luck to people who wanted to go back to Marley. Wow. And then, okay, the revelation. Gabi's revelation. Wow. Look, I wanted to thank Mappa because the anxiety I felt in that moment was high. I felt anxiety. I felt fear. I mean, I was afraid. The eyes, how they pay attention on eyes. Mappa is amazing for this. The tension. I felt the terror, the tension. I felt anxious. I mean, I felt anxiety. All this great atmosphere that was created in that episode is stunning. I felt it all when Niccolo changed the tone of his voice. Thank you so much for all the voice acting they are making it because wow, when look, you have to pay attention on these, the way the voice acting are changing the tone of voice as much as Kaji did it for Eren. But when Niccolo was, oh, okay, that's not a toilet here, go away, and then did you kill someone? This tone, this intonation that is changing suddenly as much as he heard what he knows already. That was amazing. Okay, this is connected with what I said about Falco at the beginning. Okay, when he heard that question, Falco again, he opened his eyes because he got it. I mean, he understood that Gabi killed a person who was so dear to Niccolo. Look, I like Falco because he understands. Okay, he knows, he understands when there's the moment to understand. Gabi is the contrary. She still goes on and on and on because she didn't understand anything at the beginning. Then of course she understood because she was told about what happened, but See the difference between Gabi and Falco. There's a huge difference. No matter what Falco is thinking or what Gabi is thinking, even how smart they are. I mean, the intelligence is different too, in my opinion. Falco is really intelligent. He is really empathetic. He is different. Gabi, who was supposed to be the perfect person, the perfect candidate, the most amazing person, the most amazing person with good attitudes, with the perfect skills, etc., etc. Now she's revealing one more time how fragile and how weak she is. And look, I told you, if you follow me, because that's the problem in the comments of our reaction videos, some people are coming and they are pretending to know what I think. I'm using Zeke's sentence right now, even if they don't follow me. I mean, they are saying, "Oh, you are hating Gabi. You don't pay attention on Gabi's feelings just because you think she was." If you follow my comments and thoughts and my rewatch since episode 1, you understand that I was supporting Gabi at the beginning and I was trying to understand Gabi since the beginning by saying that I can understand her. I put myself in her position so many times and I understand her feelings. I understand her. I understand her even when I told you that usually people are behaving like Gabi when they are weak. I mean, when the more the people say, I'm perfect, I'm beautiful, I am excellent, I have all the skills they need, I am perfect and you're stupid, like she said to Falco at the beginning, I'm perfect and you're nothing, I am skilled and you're not. This is the typical attitude weak people have. Because the more you exalt yourself and the more you don't exalt other people, the more you are weak and the more other people are strong. And this is the perfect example here. Falco, he is skilled because he has a great mind. He is more intelligent than Gabi because he can catch the moment and he can understand when something wrong is coming or when they did something that made them understand other things. So, thanks to Falco, I understand Gabi more. I understand her attitude more. I understand her behavior. She is so weak. I mean, Gabi is so weak. She has lots of weaknesses, lots of weak points. And I told you many times, Gabby is behaving like this to protect herself when everybody is attacking her. It's an attitude even Reiner had. Do you remember? I mean, Reiner, when he, at the beginning, when we understood his story, when he was young, etc., etc., everybody was attacking Reiner. So the only thing he had to do was provoking others, was attacking others. Do you remember when he was telling Galliard, I became the armor titan, you didn't, with that attitude, okay? Uh, so Gabi and Reiner have many things in common. And that's why Reiner suggested Falco to protect Gabi, because he doesn't want Gabi to experience the same things that he did. But she is. Right now she is. She's experiencing everything Reiner experienced already. So this story is great because things are happening over and over again through generations. But anyway, please, before judging what I do during my reaction videos, please follow even my comments and thoughts if you want, or my rewatch, because you understand why I do what I do. It's simple. And okay, later I'm going to tell you another thing, but in this episode, I'm not exalting some characters instead of others, and I'm not judging other characters instead of others. I'm not protecting some characters instead of others, and I'm not um, condemning other characters instead of others. So some characters instead of others. So please follow me and you will understand my opinions, but don't pretend to know my feelings. Don't pretend to know my opinions before even listening to my opinions. Do you understand? That's unbelievable. You don't know. I still have to talk. I mean, 2 days ago, they some people were saying, "Oh, look, but you are condemning everything Gabi is saying." No, I didn't say anything still. So come on, wait. But anyway, okay, let's go back. Niccolo is saying, "Did you kill someone?" And Falco understands immediately. That's why I love Falco. Look, Falco is the revelation of this season. I really love him for many reasons I told you already. And Gabi says, "Yes, I did it." Look, one more time I have to do a reaction like this. She's proud to have killed a person. She has her own reasons, okay. She was brainwashed, okay. She was happy because she is in front of a Marley person, so she has to be proud of what she did because she's in front of a person coming from Marley. So her entire life was like this. She had to be praised by Marley in order to be a different Eldian, a good Eldian. Look, guys, I understand everything. I understand because you say Gabi is not bad. She's doing this because of her life. She's doing this because she was taught to be like this. I understand you. I really understand your feelings. But after all you experienced till now, after all the evidences you collected together with Falco, after all the times you have seen that people don't want to kill you, but they wanted to protect you. After so many beautiful examples of people who protected you in so many different cases, you still behave like this. And okay, you can tell me whatever you want, guys, but there is a limit. And later, Gabi goes on by saying the same things and nothing changed. So she's not smart, she is not skilled, she is not perfect, she's just so weak because she didn't develop anything till now. And if you tell me, oh, she was brainwashed, yes, but Falco had the same destiny. Falco is different, and sorry to say, I prefer a person like Falco. Even if I understand her point of view. I understand that she was instructed like this and she has to follow that path. But that doesn't excuse her anymore. She had so many chances to change and she had so many evidences in front of her eyes. Look, she was asking Falco so many times, do you have evidences? Did you see it in front of your eyes happening, something like this? Falco at that time said no, even if he should have said yes, close the bracket. But now she collected so many evidences. She had so many proofs in front of her eyes that things are different, and she keeps doing her thing. So now she can't be excused anymore. Sorry to say, but I don't want to excuse Gabi anymore. No, one thing is to be brainwashed, and one thing is to have evidences in front of your eyes. So many, so many. So I could excuse Gabi at the beginning because at the beginning she didn't have proofs. She didn't meet anybody from the other side. She didn't have a clear and direct experiences with others. I could excuse her at the beginning. Yes, I did. If you follow me, yes, I did. But now, sorry to say, but even the bad sentence she had later in front of Sasha's dad, that was bad to say. That was something bad to say in front of in front of her father. And I can't excuse her for that sentence. That was so rude. That was so bad. No, 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 no. If you wanted to keep excusing her for this brainwashing thing, it's your stuff. It's your opinion, and I can respect this. And I don't want to start some sort of discussions for nothing. People have different opinions, so this is mine. You can agree with this or not. It's up to you, and thank you for appreciating my opinions or not. But if you wanted to excuse Gabi even now, you can, but don't ask me to, because I excused her so many times till now. Now the excuses are finished. But later I'm going to tell you one more thing. So when she's saying, yes, I killed her. Oh, ask yourself, what are you doing? What are you saying? Ask yourself. That's why Gabi is weak. That's why Gabi is not perfect. That's why Falco is better than her. Falco keeps asking questions to himself, and that's why he's great. Remember, the more you keep asking yourself questions, the more you grow up, the more you become mature. Even in real life, it's like this. If you memorize the things like this and you don't ask yourself about it here, but you keep going on like this, you will not become mature. You will not develop your personality. You will not develop your identity. That's why Gabi is weak. She's not strong at all. No, totally the contrary. She's so weak. And I told you, this type of attitude is handled by people who are weak. Let me give you another clear example. People who are bullying other people in real life, they are not strong, they are weak. And they do this because they don't want to show, to reveal how weak they are. So they prefer to use strong attitudes, a strong and bad behavior towards others, because they want to defend themselves. They don't want other people recognize how weak they are. So they prefer to let other people feel inferior and feel weak instead of them. Gabi is doing the same thing. I mean, she's using a rude attitude, and she didn't learn anything from her past. She's condemning other people because of their past, but she's not looking at her past too. She was discriminated, and now she's repeating the same things to others. If you are discriminated, you don't want to discriminate other people, because you know what happens when you are discriminated. But Gabi is doing the same. I mean, she is repeating what other people did to her, and this is wrong. We can't say that she is doing something good just because she was brainwashed. Oh, come on. You are making Gabi as if she's a victim. No. No. No more. No more. Sorry to say, but no more. No. What do I think about Niccolo in this scene? As I told you, when he did that to Falco, I mean, when he used that bottle of wine, he was wrong. And why I appreciate Niccolo instead of Gabi, I will tell you later. He is a good guy. But in that moment, she discovered the person who killed his love, the person who changed his life for better. And it was pure instinct at that moment. I can't blame Niccolo. Look, let's talk about real life, okay? Let's talk about real feelings right now. If they tell me in front of my eyes, look, I killed your mother, or I killed your lover, or I killed your sister, your brother, can you stand in front of them and say, okay, look, I forgive you? Don't worry. Can you do something like this for real? Or you have an instinctive moment in which you feel so bad, you feel that your world is falling apart thanks to that person in front of you, and you want to have your personal revenge. Sorry to say, but even if it's wrong, I can't blame Niccolo for that specific instinctive, instant moment. But there is a difference between Niccolo and Gabi, between Kaya and Gabi, and I will tell you later. But anyway, what do I think about Gabi? I told you already till now. What do I think about Falco? No matter what's happening, Falco is Mika's part too. I mean, no matter what's happening, Falco is still protecting Gabi, because let me tell you, Falco understands how much Gabi is weak. That's why he's protecting her all the times. Every time he's saying, look, I'm going to talk, don't talk. I will manage it. Or he is rescuing his entire life, not just because he promised this to Reiner, but because, of course, he cares about Gabi, no matter what. No matter how many times she said bad things to Falco as well, no matter how many times Gabi made mistakes. That's love, pure love. And I admire Falco because he was punched. He was, look, in this case, Nicolo threw a bottle of wine towards him because he was protecting Gabi. So Gabi should reconsider Falco, and maybe she did already in this episode, but she should reconsider people who really care about her and who are not enemies. Just because she was one against the world, that doesn't mean that the world is all bad. There are always people, good people and bad people in this world too, in real world life. But even in this world building of Shingeki no Kyojin, there are good people and there are bad people. No matter where you live, even in Paradise. Look, I can't stand the raw egg, okay? And all the others who are criticizing Historia, or they are talking bad things about Historia, for example. So there are good people and bad people even in Paradise. I'm not saying that all Paradise people are great, no. We have clear examples of the contrary. So, yeah, Gabi should learn more about these things. They're not Marley that is good and Paradise that is bad, but there are good Marlians, bad Marlians, good Paradise people, bad Paradise people. That's reality. Okay. As soon as Niccolo was throwing that bottle of wine, he said, sorry, it's a bad word in Japanese that means, oh shit. Okay. And later we understand why he said, oh shit. But can this be even the oh shit because he understood that he made a mistake? And this is a difference already between Gabi and Niccolo. Number one, he already understood that he did something wrong, something that makes the things unforgivable because we can't go back anymore. Maybe, but he understood in that moment that he did something crazy, something Wrong, because he was guided by his instinct only. But the instinct doesn't define a person as he or she is. It's just a moment. But that moment can't describe what you are. Did you do something wrong in your life? I mean, did you do something instinctive or something that you regret? Because that moment doesn't describe you. It happens. It happens. But then, okay, Niccolo went on with this crazy behavior. Yeah. Because let me tell you honestly, I didn't agree with what Niccolo did to Falco or to Gabi. I didn't say Niccolo was great. I didn't say it. If you follow my reaction video, every time I say no, 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 that means I don't agree. Otherwise, I would have said yes, do it, yes. So people who are saying, "Oh, look, you're preferring Niccolo," no, I said no. So that means I don't agree. Otherwise, I would have said yes, Niccolo, go on, yeah, do it more, more. No, I said no, Niccolo. No, what did you do? No. So there's a difference. Wow, when Niccolo revealed everything to Sasha's dad, I mean, to Sasha's family, I was like, oh, that was so honest. That was so direct. And let's put ourselves in Sasha's dad's position for a second. He came there to eat peacefully his supper, and he went over there as if it was a beautiful day with his family. And suddenly, in a second, that beautiful day turned into a nightmare. I don't want to imagine that pain. I hope it will never happen to me. Really, that was something intense. Ooh. But, as I told you at the beginning of this episode, Gabi is changing, in my opinion. The reason why he's changing is that she's afraid now. As soon as the truth is revealed to Sasha's dad, her eyes are, that means, oh, now something bad is happening to me. I am afraid. This is something different. Gabi is changing. Because Gabi at the beginning was that, yeah, I can do everything. Yeah, I killed it. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Eren Yeager, come, I will kill you. I mean, man, she had that sort of attitude. And she was not afraid of anything. I'm going to kill you all. I mean, now she's afraid. I mean, now she's petrified. And she's full of fear. Her eyes are full of fear. And thank you, Mappa, because you made it. I mean, I really felt Gabi's pain and Gabi's fear in that moment. That makes me understand that Gabi is changing a little bit. She's experiencing many things she has never experienced. So I expected in this moment too, okay, Gabi, you are changing. And that's why during my reaction video, suddenly, or sometimes, I'm asking Gabi some questions because I wanted to understand if she learned the things or not. But here I said, okay, Gabi, you're changing. And okay, that's something that, I mean, experience make you grow. So, did you change? Okay, some seconds ago, she confirms me that she didn't understand anything one more time. So, Gabi. I understand that she was brainwashed, guys. I understand, but there is a limit. Okay, let's go on. Then Yes, Niccolo wants to kill her because it's his revenge. And it's his revenge. Let's, okay, as much as you want me to put myself in Gabi's position, now I wanted to put myself in Niccolo's position because we have, if we wanted to be objective, and you guys were the first ones to tell me, don't stay on one side, don't take one side instead of others. Okay, I'm not taking a side right now. I'm just putting myself in Niccolo's position too, and I can't blame him. I can't. I can't. Anyway, John arrives, and look, he is Sasha's best friend. I mean, he was Sasha's brother, let's say, and he knows Gabi killed her. I mean, he knows Gabi killed Sasha. And no matter what, he is still contrary to kill her. This is a great example. I mean, this is something that is great because it makes you understand. And Gabi, you should pay attention to these DJs because thanks to them, you can learn and you can grow up, but you still don't want to grow up, in my opinion, anyway. John protected you one more time, Gabi. Hanji protected you one more time, Gabi. Come on. Why you don't realize this? John, what a great boy he is. What a great guy. Do you remember when Pixies said in the previous episode, we have to go beyond the pain we feel because Zachary died? We have to. It's hard, but we have to. Yeah, now, one more time, John is stepping on his heart and he's stepping on his pain he felt for Sasha's death, and he still doesn't want to kill Gabi. He is so admirable. I admire John because he could have had another chance to say, Niccolo, do it. Yes, do it. He could have had the chance, but he didn't. He is admirable. And then, okay, this is something as if we are in the kindergarten, guys, because Niccolo is saying, you took the life of the person I loved. And then Gabi replies, I also cared about people, and she was the first one to start everything. Okay, wait. Wait. We are still talking about the Liberio's guards, guys. First of all, you in real life, can you compare the Liberio's guards and the love Gabi felt for the Liberio's guards with the pain Sasha's dad is feeling because a dad lost her daughter? Or Niccolo lost his lover? Can you compare this? No, I can't. Or can you put this on the same level? No, I can't. Because I have my feelings regarding those Liberio guards. Yes, they were kind. Yes, they were kind and they were having lots of fun with the kids, etc., etc. Let's go beyond these. Yes, they were kind, but they were confining the kids. So how can we compare this love? Plus, it would have been more coherent if Gabi said, or if Gabi talked about Zofia and Udo. In that case, that would be more coherent. Because we are talking about sort of comrades, a sort of brothers for her, brothers and sisters. So we can compare. But we are talking about the guards. Plus, at that moment when Sasha killed those guards, she didn't kill her. But Gabi forgot this. If Sasha was really a demon, She would have killed her too, but she didn't. But Gabi is forgetting these things because she is blind right now. She is always thinking about revenge only and to kill other people only. She was instructed like this, blah, 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 yes. But she's no more a kid. She's a teenager. But she's behaving like a baby girl of a kindergarten. No, she didn't. No, she started. No, she didn't. Then number two, she didn't start. Eren started this attack on Liberio, not Sasha. So if you really want your revenge, let's talk to Eren. Let's kill Eren. When she said she started everything, and no, wait. In the previous episode, Eren, thanks to his attack, he killed Zofia and Udo. So who's bad? But as always, Gabi is incoherent because she is saying things just to justify what she's doing. But that doesn't mean that what she's doing is right. She's just justifying herself. This is wrong. As much as she was justifying with Kaya all the times, look, the ancestors, the ancestors, the ancestors. Oh, come on. Let's change the CD, because that CD is broken right now. We say it in Italian. We say, è un disco rotto. Yes, I understand her point of view, guys. I understand her. They killed the guards, so now I took revenge and I killed Sasha. Okay. But please don't tell me. I mean, I can't stand when she says, I loved those people. You loved the guards so much? More than Zofia and Udo? I could understand if you were talking about Zofia and Udo, but you're talking about Liberio's guards. Come on. That's not the same. That's not the same. That's not the same. To me, no. But Nicolo is asking something great, finally, to Gabi. He's saying, what is Falco to you? Do you care about him? You should. I would have answered, you should, because Falco is so kind. And he risked his life so many times to protect her that she should be thankful. Instead of saying, Falco, you didn't have to come with me. You should have stayed over there. La, 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 la. No, you should have said just, thank you, Falco. Be grateful sometimes to people who save you. And then she, okay, now I wanted to connect with what I told you before about Gabi. Now, after she's in the middle, after she's between a father who lost her child, his child, and Niccolo, who lost his lover, she is, after she should have understood the pain in that room, the suffering in that room, the bad position she is in, and she should have understood, because, come on, all normal people should understand this. And don't tell me because she's brainwashed, because this is another example of all the excuses are finished for Gabi. I don't want to excuse Gabi anymore. She's saying something really bad in front of her father. She's saying to Nicolo, open your eyes. You were bewitched by her. Ma, excuse me? Excuse me? I don't excuse Gabi anymore. This sentence is bad. And after all she experienced till now, recently, she can't keep saying some bad things like this. And please don't tell me she's brainwashed. No, 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 no. It's time not to excuse her anymore. She was brainwashed. Now she is no more brainwashed. She is experiencing something new, something controversial, something not common. She was asking evidences to Falco at the beginning. Now she has the evidences, so she should start thinking. Now, what she said was so bad. Remember this, she was in front of her father. Yeah, you were bewitched by her. Bye, 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 bye. Come on. Oh, look, if you can excuse her, if you can keep excusing Gabi, that's your choice. I don't want to excuse her anymore. There is a limit, guys, to me. In my opinion, here we are in this live streaming where there are my opinions and thoughts. There is a time limit to excuse. I mean, there is a limit you can't overcome. I could excuse her, and I did it at the beginning. Now I can't excuse her anymore. No. How can you say something like this? Still. No. 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 And now, one of the most amazing parts. Sasha's dad's speech. Wow. I admire him. He is one of my favorite characters in this episode. I think my favorite character in this episode. I admire him because he's doing what I couldn't do. If I were in his position, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could had such a great mind like he has. I admire Sasha's dad, definitely. He is quite an inspiration. So beautiful, the metaphor he used. So true, the metaphor he used. So great. When he's saying Sasha was a hunter and it was our way to go on living. Here I find a parallelism with Gabi because in Gabi's life, her way to live was to kill Paradise people. And it was her own way to live, to go on living. As much as Sasha was instructed, let's say, to live as a hunter at the beginning. So I can, in what Sasha's dad is saying, I can find a parallelism with Gabi. But Gabi has to open her ears and listen clearly because otherwise she can't learn anything. She should have learned already how much Sasha's dad is great, but now she should learn more. And I hope this is the final time she can understand the things. But anyway, and then he said, one day, I decided to end this life. So I decided to send Sasha out from the forest we were living, to go out and to discover the world. That's beautiful because at this point, he reminds me of a parent who wanted to force his daughter to behave as he wanted. But the thing is that suddenly he understood, no, Sasha has to experience something different. She has to experience and to create her own life on her own legs. I can't help her forever. So she has to create her own life by herself. This is really good. And it's typical. It's typical of animals too. I mean, this is a great parallelism with between people and animals, because she was a hunter. Sasha was a hunter, but sometimes when she was eating the food, she was just like an animal. Let's say, like when an animal is trying to eat, right? So when Sasha's dad told, look, I wanted her to leave the forest for the world. It's like as if an animal is leaving the puppy or their their children to start their life. This was really good as a parallelism too. And he says, I wanted Sasha to be in touch with the world. She shot, and she was a shot. I mean, she did this in her life. She shot other animals. She shot the enemy. She went against the enemy. Now it was her turn. That's life. You grow. I mean, you are born, you grow, you become an adult, and you end your life. It's a cycle of life. But as much as she did it to others, I mean, as much as Sasha did it to others, now she had the same turn. She was killed as much as she killed others in the past, or she killed other animals in her past life. It was just her turn. And then, wow, the metaphor of this world seen as a huge forest where, you know, we say it in real life too, the forest is a dangerous place. And kids should not go alone inside the forest because it's too dangerous. And the metaphor of the forest as the world, that is a very dangerous place and can't be compared to that tiny forest that he was trying to protect the Sasha from at the beginning. That was amazing. Yeah, the world is cruel. Yeah, it's beautiful because the forest can be really beautiful, but it's cruel because it can be really dangerous too. And yeah, and when he explained that that forest is the place where everyone is fighting to survive, to go on living. It's true. I mean, Sasha killed the guards because she wanted to survive, to go back to paradise with the Zeppelin. She wanted to win this battle, let's say, to go on living. Because every human being wants to survive, wants to do his or her best to survive, to go on living. Even if we know we have a time limit too, because our life can't be endless, can be infinite. We know that we are about to die soon. We know that me, you guys, and all the people in this world are about to end our life sooner or later. It's just about time. But usually, the human being wants always to find a way to go on living, wants to survive, because that's the instinct of the human being, to survive, to go on living. That it's typical to animals too. Yeah, animals too, they want to survive. That's pure instinct. So absolutely, when he said, okay, she died because she wandered too much in the forest. That's amazing. She was wandering too much in a dangerous place, in dangerous contexts. And probably if she stayed inside the walls, she would have not been killed. Who knows? But definitely, she wandered too much inside of the forest that is the world. And she was risking her life. So Sasha, knew that she was risking her life. And that's why her father is accepting her death, because she decided to do what she did. And she was not regretting about what she did. And she was part of this world. There are people who die and people who are going to kill other people so that they die. It's always depending on the side you are. But if you kill, maybe you are supposed to be killed the next time. It's about turns. Today is my turn. Tomorrow it will be your turn. If you do something bad, you have to expect that other people are probably going to do something bad to you, because they wanted to go on living. They wanted to survive too. So what goes around comes around is one of the rules of the world, I guess. Like a karma, okay? Even people who believe in karma, they think something like this. You do something bad to me, expect that this same bad thing will happen to you one day. But then he's saying something that, oh, wow, the key of this story. Let's keep out the kids from the forest. And that's, wow, now I understand. I mean, now when I saw the episode, I understood the title of the episode, Kids of the Forest. Yes. Keep out the kids from the forest. That means keep out kids from doing bad things. Keep out kids from bringing them to war. Keep out the kids to let them do what we did, because it's wrong. Let not these kids do or repay for what we did. We have the responsibility of what we did. So we should handle these things and not involve new generations, because the more we involve new generations, the more this cycling of things will never end. And this is correct. Look, I hope one day Sasha's dad will meet Karina, because there is no comparison. Sasha's dad for president, y'all. This is what Karina did to Gabi and to Rainer. She decided to perpetrate the sins, their mistakes, their sins to them. And the result was creating a new generation full of the same sins and same mistakes over and over again. Adults, he's saying, adults have to repent from their sins. Yes. Yes. Even in real life, if one of your parents or if one of your relatives, that is an adult, of course, he is doing a mistake, it's not fair, it's not right that in the future you have to pay for it. That's not fair, that's not right. So, wow. If you, that, I mean, this speech was amazing because it was full of metaphors, but it was also full of right things to say. That was amazing. That was amazing. That's the key. Why I say that that's the key is because if all people of Marley, if all people from Paradise will hear him, the world could have changed, or the world could have changed for better. So if only he could have been heard by everybody, if he could have had a megaphone, like, oh, that was amazing. I wanted to say that I respect Sasha's dad so much, and Sasha had a great dad. I respected him since the beginning when in season 2, well, thanks to that flashback, he said, Sasha, you are fantastic. From that moment, I respected him so much, and now ah, I really believe, Sasha, you would have been proud of your dad. And look, thanks to this episode, I understand how much Sasha is still alive. Because even if she's dead in episode 8, we are still talking about her. That's amazing. That's the clear proof that no matter if you're dying, it depends on people who are keep going on living, if you're dead or not. You will become dead for real when people will forget you. But that's not Sasha's case. She's still remembered by everybody. She can be an inspiration for others, like Kaya, for example. But she's remembered through her dad's thoughts. And how he is remembering Sasha here is amazing. I left my kid to have her own life, and it happened. So I can't be angry because I decided to leave Sasha to the world. That that's so sad, but that's so beautiful. Wow. Plus, when he after this speech, he's taking care of Falco, and no matter what Gabi said, he's saying to Gabi, Gabi, daijoubu desu ka? I mean, and Gabi is opening her eyes because he's saying, you really, I mean, you don't hate me for real? Yeah, because, okay, in this case, I understand Gabi because in her life, in her experience, if you did something wrong, you were about to be killed. You were about to be punished somehow. You were about to be dead. So here, Gabi, you have another example of the fact that they are not demons, as you thought, but you have another example that if you made a mistake, you can still have another chance. This is something new to her. Do you remember? In Marley, if an alien living over there was making a mistake, he was sent to paradise and he was sentenced to death somehow. Here, in this case, she is a clear example that even if you made a mistake, a huge and terrible mistake, you can have a chance to go on living because they are not going to kill you. This is great. And from this reason, Gabi should understand or should change her mind more than ever. Because she has a chance to. I hope she will always try to ask herself questions from now on. Because that's the only way to grow, to become mature. I hope so. Oh, after all these great examples, Gabi, you had, come on. I hope you can start thinking by yourself as Falco is doing. I really hope so. But I really liked the moment in which Gabi told her father, I mean Sasha's dad, you really don't hate me? That was really, as if Gabi was, as if someone was shaking Gabi in that moment. As if someone was telling her, wake up, Gabi. Did you see? Things are different from what you heard before. Something can be different. She told Niccolo, open your eyes. No, I should tell you, Gabi, open your eyes now or never. And then, okay, we see Kaya's reaction. Let me tell you, for all the people who are asking me, was Kaya correct by doing this? No. As much as for Niccolo. No, she was not right. But let's put ourselves in Kaya's position too. I can't blame her. I can understand her because that was just an instinctive moment, a frame of her life, a frame that can't be compared with Gabi that had that attitude for years. And Kai, after she tries to attack Gabi and Mikasa stopped her, Kaya didn't want later to repeat that same action. She cried. She cried. That's a difference between Gabi and Kaya and Nicolo, guys. Gabi tried to kill them every time she could, no matter what. Do you remember? She did it with the guard of the prison. She did it with Kaya when she was just asking, "Who are you?" And she was already there with the stone to kill her. She did it with the pitchfork. There was a repetition of this desire to kill. But Kaya didn't repeat this action. Kaya, after she did it because it was an instinct, okay, she discovered in that moment she killed Sasha. That she has always had in front of her eyes the murderer of her sister. How can you blame Kaya? I don't understand. That was instinct. And look, Kaya, she feels betrayed somehow because she narrated all her pain to Gabi and Falco. She confessed her intimate feelings. She thought that she could trust them no matter what, because even if they had a different opinion, they heard, they listened to her story. And she thought, okay, if I told them my story, probably I can help them to understand that we are not wrong, that we can start a relationship. In fact, she's saying, I thought you were my friend. She feels betrayed, or she feels, oh, what did I do? I confessed my feelings to the murderer of my sister? Think about that. Kaya didn't have friends before. Okay, now she has friends because she's surrounded by other kids that were saved by Historia, by orphans. She found a family. She had an inspiration as if Sasha, but she didn't have friends, or she didn't want to talk to everybody about her story, about what happened to her mother, about how Sasha saved her. She didn't tell. She protected them so many times. If she knew, oh, she would have probably condemned her already. But look, after so many beautiful things she did to them, her world is collapsing because, oh no, I confessed my feelings, my sadness, my pain to the murderer of my sister. That's crazy. That's a paradox. So I feel as if Kaya felt as if she was violated somehow, betrayed. Because Gabi took her away that inspiration she had, because Sasha was an inspiration for her. And it's like as if Sasha was killed 2 times in front of her eyes. The first time when she heard that she was killed, and the second time because she has the person in front of herself who killed her. That's so sad. But did she do something good? No, because it's a cycle of a revenge that is never ending. Sure. But do I blame Kaya? No. Do I blame Nicolo? No. Do I blame Gabi? At the beginning, no. Now, yes. And look, but while Kaya is crying, because when Kaya is taken away from that moment by Sasha's dad and Sasha's mom, I think it's a Sasha's mom. Okay, I call her Sasha's mom, but you understand what I mean. Gabi is looking at her. I mean, she's looking at Kaya, who is crying, and probably she's starting thinking, "Are we all the same?" Because I also cried the same when Zofia and Nicolo were dying in front of my eyes. So I like when Mappa is paying attention on Gabi's eyes in that moment, because it's like as if she's confronting Kaya's eyes, who are the same, that are the same. Do you understand what I mean? So during the reaction video, I was saying to Gabi, now what do you think about these demons, Gabi? It was a rhetorical question, mine, because did you change your mind about these demons, Gabi? You have so many proofs right now that you can change. And I know that probably these instinct moments that Nicolo and Kaya have, these moments are making Gabi believing, oh, okay, they are demons. They showed us their true nature. No, because Gabi, you are doing the same to Eren. You're doing this. You did the same to Sasha, so you are the same as them. It's another clear example that you are the same. Remember, you are an alien. You are an alien too. So you can't go on avoiding the fact that you have the same roots. And now then we discovered about the spinal fluid of Zeke inside of a Falco's mouth. No. No. I was like, I don't know what faces to make anymore, because I'm always petrified. Like, what's going to happen? I will tell you on Thursday, because these are parts of my theories, of course. And then there is a break, because there is a moment in which we see one more time Levi versus Zeke. And I want to ask one question. What kind of a book is Zeke reading? I still don't understand. I mean, I don't know, but that detail of that book that is always there, and Zeke is always reading that book. What is that book? I want to know what kind of book he's reading, because I don't know, I'm curious. Is he reading something about the history of Eldia? Is he reading something about, or maybe is he reading the same thing Grisha was about to decode at that time? I don't know. And then in the meantime, the military forces are talking to Levi. I mean, his comrades are telling him everything. But look, guys, yes, here we reached the moment. Levi's pain. Look, when he said that I saved Eren so many times because I thought that he was a hope for humanity. Look, that's correct. That's what I said in the previous comments and thoughts when I was talking to you about the difference of Shinzo or Sasageo. At the beginning, Shinzo Sasageo was used to save humanity because they thought that humanity was inside the walls and that's it. There was nobody else outside the walls. So that Shinzo Sasageo has a different meaning. Now that Shinzo Sasageo is used because humans are against humans. And this is different. A different context. So when Levi said, Look, I saved him because I thought he was the hope of humanity. And the other beautiful question he's asking himself, and I love Levi for this reason, is what kind of hope we were following at that time. This is hilarious because now everything is turning into a joke to me. Did we do this for nothing? Wow. Wow. Most of his entire existence was meant for nothing. All the lives they lost, were they meaningless? Erwin's loss was meaningless. All I did, I joined the Chosahedan thanks to Erwin. And after my first friends were killed by Titans, so I wanted my revenge on Titans, I joined the Chosahedan to kill them all and to save humanity and to destroy them all and to reach the outside world for nothing. This is amazing. I saved Eren and I saved him at that time when Petra died and all the others died. For what? Now Eren is against us. Why did I do this till now? For what purpose, yo? This is great. I can feel all Levi's pain. And next episode it will be even worse, I guess. But I can feel his pain so much. I can feel it. But look, for some reasons, it's like Eren's pain. Sorry, it's like Eren's pain. Eren, he joined the Chosahedan, dreaming about something beautiful outside the walls. And dreaming to let all humanity be free at the beginning. Do you remember? Later, he discovered that the world was something different. So even Eren is thinking, or was thinking, did I do this for nothing? Wow. Levi and Eren are so similar, more than they think, I guess. They both experienced the pain. They both had a sort of dream. They both risked other people's lives for their purposes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. But yeah, then Levi says, I don't want that. I mean, he is ready to do something, I guess, because he said later, he said, what did he say? I think he doesn't want to go on with this project anymore. I mean, probably he wants to go against Eren because he sees Eren as the enemy. I mean, as the person who doesn't appreciate what they did till now for him. And the person who is stepping on all the lives that were risked in order to save him. And I think, look, Levi is going to explode. I mean, he is so tired of this situation. Look, he could handle this till now, but now we see a Levi that is full of anger, full of thoughts that make him feel so tired. Wow. And in the meantime, Zeke is drinking and he is going on reading that book. Look, what that book is. And he's drinking, but look, I don't know if he's drinking wine. I don't know if he. Wait. If he's drinking wine, is that the same? Is that the same? Yeah, that makes sense. He's drinking the same wine, and then he's going to scream. He's going to transform everybody. Hmm. Okay, let me talk to you about it on Thursday with my theories. And then we go back to the restaurant, and Niccolo is saying that he was forced somehow. I mean, he was pushed to serve this wine by Elena. I imagined this. I mean, I told you already in the rewatch, I guess, or in the opinions and thoughts of last week. I imagined this. Yes. Yelena used Niccolo. Look, there is always this theme, guys, okay? Yelena is used by Zeke, and she's using Niccolo. The fact that how much people are using other people in this story is something crazy, okay? Yeah, and that's why she was saving Marlians, and that's why she wanted the rights for them, because in the meantime she could have used them so much as she could, and as much as she wanted for her purposes, because she was following Zeke's plan. She look, even Yelena is blind because she is used by Zeke too. She was saved by Zeke not because she was the special girl and because Zeke was kind. She was saved by, I still believe this, she was saved by Zeke because Zeke needed people to handle his plan and to go on with his plan, as much as Eren is using the Jaegerists for the same reason. If you ask Zeke, do you care about Yelena? No. Do you need a Yelena? Yes. As much as Eren. Do you care about Flock? No. Do you need Flock to go on with your plan? Yes. The same. The same. I also, in this case, on Yankopon, I trusted him when he says that he didn't know. Look, I can feel him as if I can trust him. Yes. But there is a question. Falco is not frozen up. And he didn't lose the control over his body, I guess. I mean, he's not, as Zeke said at the beginning, that when they breathe this gas or this spinal fluid, there is this condition in which their body is frozen up and they are petrified. Okay, as if, but it's not happening to Falco. Plus, we have Roeg too. I think he drank that wine too. But we didn't see if Roeg was petrified or was frozen up or was whatever. If he lost the consciousness, if he lost the control over his body. I don't think so. So, is Zeke lying one more time to Levi? That's why I told you guys that I was thinking about Pixie's words when he said, look, if you want to tell a lie, it's better if you mix it with a little bit of truth, and other people will think about this and they will believe about this for sure. That's the same thing. I mean, I hope Levi is not believe Zeke under 100%, and he's not believing in him, fortunately. But the fact that what Zeke is saying is so powerful to let so that other people will believe him no matter what. That means everything Zeke is saying is a lie. Does he have another plan? Or did he want to spread his plan so that people would have believed this no matter what? They would have trusted him, even if it's not. I mean, even if it's something different. Zeke can control their minds as much as he likes, as much as he wants. That's why I don't think we know the entire plan of Zeke still. Or did he do this on purpose so the military forces are going against the Chosa is going against Eren, he's creating all these confusional thoughts, and he's creating confusion on purpose. This can be. Is he faking? Could be. It could be. And in fact, Hanji is saying the effects of what Ziki is saying throughout all this period of time, they are powerful. Because probably he has this way of tricking other people, and he used this style, this technique throughout all his life. Okay, so is he tricking them one more time? Think about it. Wow. Is he tricking Yelena because he is using Yelena, and Yelena is seeing him as a god, and is he brainwashing her? Could be. Is he brainwashing all these Paradise people thanks to ignorance? Do you remember? He was saying this to Levi when he was transported into this 5 stars hotel that is the forest, and he was saying, spreading the news and using ignorance. Do you remember? He was talking when the newspaper were used to spread this thing. The fact that they won in Liberio for the first time, etc., etc. Yeah, he used this term, ignorance. And maybe thanks to the ignorance of a Paradise, he is using everybody because they are ignorant. They don't know. They are not on his same level. He knows the things that they don't know. And he is just using them for his own purpose. And in the meantime, he's make other people believe in lots of things as if they are true, but they are not. Probably they are just a lie. Or maybe the percentage of truth and the fake stuff is unbalanced, as Pixies said. Maybe fake things are 80%, but there is even these 20% of a truth that can make people believe some things that they are not. This could be. This could be. And in fact, everything is based on suppositions, on thoughts. Even Niccolo said, I don't know. I'm just guessing because of what happened or because what we heard about previous things happened. And now I reached the moment in which I let you understand why I prefer Niccolo and Kaya, and I don't like Gabi about what she did. Even if I understand her till a certain point, then I decided not to excuse her anymore. The difference is that Niccolo, when he's talking to Sasha's dad, he's saying, look, I admire you because I don't know if I would have been able to behave the same as you. Look, I think the same. I admire Sasha's dad because I don't know if I had that courage to be so intelligent, to be so beyond everything, to forgive Gabi so easily, even if I understand his point of view, and even if I understand how smart he is and how the world should be, as he says, I understand Niccolo when he tells him something like this. Yes, but then he says, that after he heard what Sasha's dad said, he understood that he did something bad and that he was about to kill a child, and that was something not good. That was something incredible, something crazy. Okay, now you understand that Niccolo changes. I mean, Niccolo understood that he made a mistake and he doesn't want to repeat this anymore. This is the difference between him and Gabi. What he did was wrong when he wanted to attack Gabi with the bottle of wine, or when he tried to kill her, or when he said, I wanted to kill her. Okay, he was wrong. But then he repents from what he did. He understood that he was bad, and he's not going to repeat this anymore. This is the difference between him and Gabi. Gabi kept throughout all these episodes to do and redo and redo and rethink the same things over and over again, no matter if she had in front of her eyes proofs that she was wrong. That's the difference. That's why I prefer Niccolo, who understands his mistakes, or I prefer Falco, who tries to understand the difference of the other side of the world. I hope Gabi is going to follow the same path one day. I hope she will understand more and more. I like Kaya for the same reason, because even if she tried to attack Gabi and that was wrong, I remark this, listen carefully, that was wrong. I also wanted to tell you that later, Kaya, I'm pretty sure she will not want to kill Gabi anymore. She will not try to kill Gabi anymore, because that was just the moment, the instinct that was anticipating Kaya crying for Sasha. That was just a moment. It's not excusable, but later we understand that what Kaya really wanted to do was just cry and feel pain. And look, you see all the pain uh, flowing throughout her body, throughout her face. There was a pain in that restaurant room. Pain, pure pain. And then Mikasa tried to save Gabi. But when Gabi is asking, why did you save me? She said, well, I did it like this. I don't have an explanation. I think, look, even Mikasa was following her instinct, because Mikasa can't stand that kids are about to be dying. And do you remember she said this to Eren too? You killed lots of children. Do you know what did you do? So she doesn't agree with this for sure. But then, yeah, then there is this Gabi versus Armin, let's say. And when Gabi is saying, but you should kill me, because that's how she was instructed at that time. Do you remember? I told you some minutes ago. In Marley, if you made a mistake, you were sent to Paradise or you would have been killed. So Gabi is experiencing something new. She is experiencing the fact that maybe people can give you a second chance and they don't want to kill you. This is something new to her, something new that she already experienced on the Zeppelin. Because Flock wanted her to fly from the Zeppelin, but John said no. I mean, they refused to kill both of them. So she over there, she already had an experience. Okay, then she experienced the Kaya and the family. They could have killed her. Kaya could have killed her as soon as she knew she was from Marley, but she didn't. So she had already two proofs of the fact that she is not going to be killed. Now that's number three. I mean, number three, when Sasha's dad decided not to use that knife. Part four, she was saved by Mikasa. I mean, she has four huge proofs. But she's still asking. She doesn't want to believe it, or she doesn't want to admit it to herself. Because I told you already many times, if she is going to admit the things to herself, that means that her entire life was meaningless, as much as for Reiner. The same. The same. And then Armin is clear. We will not kill you. I don't want to kill you. And then he is saying, look, I'm tired. Armin is tired too, because every time he heard that word, kill, 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 and yeah, I am in the reaction video. I imagined that he was talking about Eren, because yes, I want to kill all Titans. Since season one, he wanted to kill. So kill, 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 and he's tired. Because Armin always thinks that there is another way to do everything, to solve everything, as if, as much as Sasha's dad said. But it's different, because Sasha's dad wants to protect the new generations, and he, as an old generation, wants to take all the responsibility of what happened, or all adults should take the responsibilities of what happened, because he wants to preserve, I mean, he wants to save the new generations. Armin wants to save everybody, but as I told you, what Armin thinks, it's too improbable. It's not happening. I love Armin's thoughts about peace and whatever. Yeah, that's good. That's the best solution he can find. And that's what all people would like to experience. But is this possible? I don't think so. Because it's impossible and improbable to let all people feel the same and let all people think the same. It's impossible. If it's something that prevents other generations coming, that's something different. Because new generations can be educated in a different way. So, from the next generation, if you teach them peaceful things and how to handle things peacefully, that's one thing. But we are talking about the future. Now we are in present time, and present is not the future. Present is something different. We have mixed feelings. We have hate versus peace. We have a hate versus hate. We have a racism versus a racism. It's difficult to handle all these things peacefully. It's not possible, in my opinion. So what Armin wants is an utopia. For now. For future generations, or for the sequel, or for what's coming after the huge battle that is about to start, that's different. That could be possible, yes. Um, and then Eren appears. Oh no. Wow. Wow. They really wanted to meet Eren, but I think they are not ready. I remember when Armin said, Mikasa, don't worry. Eren will understand. I don't think so. No. This meeting will be bad next week. So bad. I told you already. Eren is going to do something or saying something bad. And it will hurt. Because, look, that's his mission. He did it with Hanji. And look, with Hanji, there was not that kind of a relationship that was, oh. But with Mikasa and Armin, that's different. It will be more painful because they are like brothers and sisters. And let me tell you, I still remark this. Mikasa loves Eren. So it would be really painful. And even in that scene, I felt all the tension. I felt so anxious. I liked that atmosphere that was created around that moment when they are all sitting on the table and their hands are on the table and they are looking one another as if something bad is happening. Look at Gabi's eyes. Ooh, they are like, they are full of a fear. She's so afraid. And she, in this episode, she's experiencing fear, as I told you, as never before. And now, Eren is over there. Do you remember in the previous episodes how much she was confident, self-confident, because she was saying, Eren, I'm going to kill you. Eren Jaeger, I'm going to kill you, etc., etc. Now she has Eren over there, but she's not moving a finger. She's not able to move a muscle. Okay, that makes you understand that what Gabi is saying is words only, because she can't turn her words into facts most of the times, and that makes you understand how Gabi is weak. Then we have a Flock versus Hanji. Okay, so now they are taking Hanji where Zika is, or I don't understand, because Flock says, you will tell me where Ziki is, but then they are taking Hanji and some and all the others somewhere. Are they taking them where Zeke is? Oh, no way. Okay, let me talk to you about this on Thursday with my theories. Oh, no. Then Hanji tries to talk and because she likes to talk and she likes to convince people. She likes to find a way. But this time she couldn't because Flock doesn't care. I mean, and look, when Angie told Flock, look, we are not, we don't want to go against, we don't want to go against you. We um, understand more about that wine and we wanted to collaborate with you. Flock said, no, I don't want to collaborate with you anymore. And nothing is going to change from this. And Hanji said, who decided? I mean, why? And he said, because Eren decided this. Look, if Eren is going to tell Flock, Flock, go kill yourself. Flock, okay, Eren decided that, so let me do this. I mean, come on. Everything Eren is saying, you Flock are like yelling apart too, as I told you. So, okay. Eren is thinking that Pixies is planning some other stuff. Is it true? Is it wrong? Maybe. So Eren is really smart because, as we noticed in this season 4, he has a strategical mind too. He learned throughout these years, thanks to Armin, how to be strategical. But yeah. And then we understand that Grace, this Nicolo's friend at the restaurant, was cooperating because he revealed the Jaegerists, the fact that the Chosa Hedan was there. So, oh, this is intricate. I mean, whoa. Wow. And of course, Flock was talking to Yelena throughout all the previous months. So, and Eren was talking to Flock because they were meeting in the jail too, I guess. And that's why they helped Eren to escape, or they escaped altogether thanks to that. So, wow. Wow. This is something crazy. And look, let me underline this. When Hanji understands that Flock knew about the wine and the fact that the military forces drank it, when he did that face like this, that was like a horror movie. That scared me a little bit. Flock is turning into a demon for real. Uh, for his purpose is for this huge revenge and to build this new Eldian empire. He is turning, even by his face, his facial expression, into a demon. That was scary. Yeah. When he turned like that. Uh-huh. Wow. It reminds me Jack Nicholson in Shining a little. That was oof, okay. Um, yes, last thing I say is that Eren wants to talk to them now. And the blood is coming out from his hand. That means you have to listen to me, otherwise I'm going to transform. Look, I feel the tension, even now that the episode is still not starting because next week it will be something crazy. But for sure, for sure. Ah, and another thing I wanted to say, sorry, I forgot, and I saw it now. Nicolo said, now that I revealed this to you, I have a time limit. I mean, I'm going to die. Is it because of Peak? I mean, at the beginning of the episode, Peak was standing next to Zeke when they were talking about this gas weapon, etc., so she knows. And we saw Peak at the end of the previous episode standing over there and probably taking care of the situation. Is Peak over there because she knew or she had to take control of all the situation and she had to check if Nicola was following the plan and if Zico was about to talk to the Chosahedan and reveal something about the wine and stuff like that, so probably later she could have punished him? Question mark. This could be. And this reminds me of my theory that I told you that is Peak on Zeke's side. Interesting. Okay, I finished. Look, wow. Of course, on Thursday we will talk more and more because I'm going to rewatch this episode and I'm going to tell you all the main subjects and all the theories I have about this story going on. But wow, this episode, guys, was incredible. Full of beautiful things said, full of important subjects, full of metaphors, full of important sentences, full of attention. Look, oh, full. There were moments in which I was paralyzed too during the episode by watching it. So the tension was felt. This atmosphere of anger, pain, heaviness, because it was heavy. It was heavy to handle. It was heavy to watch. And wow. So many themes involved. Look, follow me on Thursday if you can, because we are going to analyze all the main subjects. But let me read your comments too. Sorry, I'm late. Congrats for almost 6,000. Thank you. Keep subscribing. Thank you so much. We will have fun even after Shingeki no Kyojin will finish. I promise you. Hi, Anime Fans World. Hi. We love Mia. Okay, Juan, you can love Gabi. That is Mia. As much as you want. Brandon, they are all the same indeed. Yes, one thing I found very interesting about Nicole and Gabby's argument, they are both defending the other race. Exactly. As I told you, racism can create other racism. This is absolutely true. Amazing episode. Yes, Shadow. It was an amazing episode. Hello, Andrew. Oh gosh, this episode though. Yeah, this is going to be a part one. I guess so. I mean, we still have 3 episodes, but I think that for sure there will be a part 2 or some movies, 2 movies, because I think they said that it's about to finish in 100 in with the chapter 116 or 117. So that means for the part 2 there will be 12 episodes more or less. But if it's a movie, there has to be 2 movies because otherwise it's too long. It's 4 hours movies, so they will do 2 hours and 2 hours maybe. Hi Diego, hello. Love your reactions. Thank you, Tulga. Thank you very much. Yeah, Gabi needs to react like right now. Gabi doesn't deserve a Falco's protection. Yeah, look, even Marcel was protecting Reiner so much. So everyone in this story has someone who's protecting the other one. That's beautiful. And now it's too late. I don't know why, but I think she won't change her mind. I hope so. Look, let's be optimistic. Gabi will find a way to change her mind. Fingers crossed. I hope so. I still give her a chance. She's blind, absolutely blind and brainwashed. I'm 1,000% agree with you. Thank you so much. But look, it's no more time to be brainwashed. Now, there's no more time to excuse her anymore, in my opinion. Yes. Okay, Daniela, okay. One avenges an alien, the other 2 Marlians. Exactly. See? This is crazy. This is a paradox, don't you think? Yeah. You deserve a 1 million subscribers. Thank you so much. You opened my eyes on this episode. Thank you, Helly. Thank you, Helly. Thank you for your huge support. Until we reach 1 million subscribers, it will take a long time. I'm curious too, and also feel it's a history book. Yeah, Brandon, I want to know more about that book too. That book, is it the same book Armin had at the beginning with the explanation of what the sea is? I don't know. Let me talk about it on Thursday because now I have a theory. I have a theory about that, but I don't want to reveal this to you right now. Okay, guys, I think for this live streaming, huge live streaming, that is it. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned because tomorrow I come back with episode 6 of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Then the day after tomorrow, I come back with the rewatch of this episode plus theories. And then on Friday with the Promised Neverland. Then on Saturday with the Dragon Quest and Jujutsu Kaisen. And of course, next Sunday with episode 14 of the final season of Shingeki no Kyojin. Can't wait. Thank you so much for the support. See you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.